A year, we've uncovered dangerous breakdowns in trucking safety and how some companies avoid accountability after crashes. Now, a major U.S. Supreme Court ruling could change what happens next for families seeking justice. The case focuses on freight brokers, the companies that arrange the movement of goods across the country. Senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser explains how the decision could determine whether those brokers can be sued at all.
It's literally split seconds, changes your life.
The crashes are different roads, different stories.
It still hurts.
But the aftermath feels the same.
I don't know if you could actually say like worse things than dying, but this is horrible.
For more than a year, we've tracked these crashes and their aftermath across the country.
The whole family died needlessly.
Now the fight over accountability in cases like these is before the nation's highest court, with consequences for families coast to coast.
I didn't even know about how the trucking business worked until this happened, and it's mind-boggling what's overlooked.
I had just always let it have my sister. Oh man, she was just obsessive.
Alicia LaJeunessa's sister was among 5 people killed in a June 28, 2025 crash near Terrell. The semi-driver now faces manslaughter and aggravated assault charges. The trucking company Hope Trans had a history of safety violations. It has since gone out of business.
It could have easily been prevented.
Nicole's family sued the driver, the trucking company, and the company that hired Hope Trans to move that load, known as a freight broker. The family's lawsuit and those like it now hang in the balance as the U.S. Supreme Court considers a case involving freight brokers.
The whole point of the tort is to keep dangerous motor vehicles off of the road.
In March, the court heard oral arguments in Montgomery versus Caribe Transport, a case that will determine whether freight brokers can be sued in state court for the carriers they choose to hire.
The last thing you want is a huge uptick in accidents.
Angela Sims Fueling of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, was there in attendance.
Never thought I would be there for the reason that I was. It was January 4th, 2022. That's the worst day of my life.
She lost her husband in a crash with a semi.
My whole world was just destroyed because he was everything to me.
Records show the 18-wheeler, going too fast for conditions in a construction zone, slammed into his company truck on Interstate 85.
Our lives have been permanently changed. This is the man I thought I was going to grow old with.
Her attorney, Liam Duffy, says while the driver was inexperienced, the company's history was a major red flag.
It's everything from maintenance to brake violations to unsafe driving. The trailer attached to his truck, it was 8 months past its annual inspection date, and the trailer brakes were defective.
Duffy filed suit on Angela's behalf against the driver, the trucking company, and the broker, just as in the Terrell case.
It makes me angry. The company that they selected had so many red flags.
Brokers argue they're simply middlemen, connecting shippers with federally approved carriers. They argue federal law should shield them from lawsuits tied to crashes.
Our members don't own trucks. We don't hire drivers.
Chris Burrows is CEO of the Transportation Intermediaries Association, which represents brokers.
If the court opens the door for broad negligent selection lawsuits against brokers, you would likely see an immediate increase of insurance costs, ultimately the consumer as we go to the shelf.
Honestly, I'm angry. I'm mad at it all because where is the justice? Like at the end of the day, I think we would give anything just to have our loved ones back.
I'm senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser.
The Supreme Court is expected to rule before the end of its term in June. You can watch our hour-long special Blind Spots tackling a troubling pattern behind some of the deadliest big rig crashes and the systemic failures that allow unsafe trucking companies to stay on the roads. It is streaming now on WFAA+.